G'day, Mick from Deep Creek Farmstay. Another really good looking day here today. I'm going to do my normal animal stuff first, feed them all, check them all out. But then I'm going to try and set my chicken coop up so it's more self-sufficient and we're not in and out of it each day, setting up a permanent feeder, drinker and enclosing a little bit underneath. Also going to look at, I'll show you some rat's tail weed, and I've got a bit of a plan to deal with some of that in one of the paddocks just by slashing it with the tractor. Hello donks, won't be long. Morning goaties. You hungry goaties? Hello, hello. There they are. Always happiest when they're eating. G'day Bill. Morning donks. Hey Don. Hello mate, hello mate. Hungry donks. I moved this fence over this way a few metres, give them a bit of extra grass there yesterday. See, Donnie's kicking her off the food. Usually it's her kicking him off. Here Lucy. There you go. Chicken's looking good, water's good, I'll give them a bit of feed. I'm going to come back shortly once I've finished with the sheep and cows and enclose this area under here and install a more permanent feeder and a drinker. Sheep are up here. Good morning sheep. Sheep are looking good. I just brought down a splice of hay. Still plenty of grass in here though. That's my third paddock there. I don't know how good that'll go on the zoom, but that's rat's tail grass. I'll come back later with the tractor and see if I can trial it with a slash. I'll just do an experiment in this paddock. Cows are there grumbling, they won't let out. Come on, down the end, I'll let you out. Cows are ready to go. Whee. Watch out, Annie. Back up, Annie. Back up, Annie. Where you go? Where you go? Here you go. Go on. Come on. I don't know what they're hoping for. Maybe a feed. This way. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come up. Come on, girls. There you go. Have you eaten all the good stuff out of here? Still plenty of grass. They just like complaining, I think. Fence is up and looking good. Hello, Betty. And the calves go mad. They do love it out here. So that's them for the day. Bring them back in the Savo. This is that rat's tail grass. It's giving me all the grief. Each one of these seed heads has many thousands of seeds on it. Cattle don't eat it. It's a noxious weed here in Queensland, and it's getting out of control. There's too much here for me to cut each one individually to stop the seeds getting spread about. So my plan is today is I'll take the tractor with the slasher and I'm going to slash them down low. I know that'll spread the seeds about, but I'm going to try see how I go in this paddock here as an experiment for the rest of the place. If I can come back in and mow it again before the seed heads come up, I might be able to get it under control. I'm running out of possible solutions other than just spraying the lot, which I'm not real keen on, but it's going to take over. So I'm going to try and mow it down, see how it goes. Stopped on a divot in the ground, so it's not the best place to demonstrate, but I'm going to let the slasher float above the ground a fair bit, probably 6 inches off the ground, just to take down that grass and not hit any of the other grass. It's sort of middle of the winter here now, so the grass is pretty scarce, so I want to try and save as much of that as I can. That's all knocked down there. You just see I just knocked the tops off it. Hopefully maybe try and break that cycle. See how we go. I'll belt around now and do the rest of this paddock. So I've just taken 15 minutes, gone around this whole paddock and just knocked the top off that rat's tail grass. It's looking good. Righto, I'm now going to enclose underneath the chicken coop itself here so the chickens can have access to it. Give them a bit of shade outside of the coop itself in the winter, and it'll be somewhere out of the rain and that I can put their feed. First thing will be to let them out, get them out of my way. And off they go. This is the stuff I've put together. I'm just going to use this here Avery wire to run around those posts there on the bottom of the coop to enclose that. I'll cut out the wire underneath there, the chain link fence there, to give them access, and enclose it with that Avery wire. Excuse me. I'm then going to construct a feeder out of the PVC pipe. I'll show you how to do that. And I've purchased that bell waterer, and I'll show you how that works. Let's do it. All right, now I'm going to put together a real cheap chicken feeder, just using 90mm PVC. Cost me about $15 for all that. First I'll cut off about a 300mm piece. Definitely better ways of doing it. Just do a quick, doesn't have to be exact. Alright, I've cut off that third, it's about a 300mm tube with a 45 on one end. That's going to stick out the top and where I'll stick the feed in. Next I'll cut off a about 450mm piece as the main body and the feed storage area. That's the finished product. 90 degree on the bottom and then another 45 attached directly to it. 450 mils up to another 45, and then that top bit will jut out of the coop. It's 300 mil long, and there's an end cap, screw on end cap on the end there, stop any rain or anything get into the feed. I'm just going to wire the feeder to the edge of to the post here on the coop. Now this door swings out that way, so I'm going to position it, wire it up about there, and that door should still open. There we go, feed is in place, just wired up to that post. I'll chuck some feed in there now and test it out. See how it goes. There we go, works a treat. I was a bit worried filling that pipe up would put so much pressure on it to spill out the other end, but no, staying in there. We'll see how it goes over the next couple of weeks, but looks good so far. I guess another problem might be that they're real keen on those sunflowers. So I'm wondering if they'll pull the whole, all the feed out of the tube just to get at the sunflowers. See how we go with that. Yeah, they're gonna, that dirty bugger. They're pushing out the rest of the feed to get to the stuff I like. Oh well, it's just going to be plain grain in here from now on. Well, you get out of it. Look at you. Yeah, straight away you can see he's going to pull that owl out to get all those sunflowers. Bloody bugger. Righto, get out of the way. Righto, yep, so that's all wired up there now. Feeder's in place. I'll move this chain link fence back over to where it sits, and then I'll cut the wire out to match the bottom of the coop there. Righto, chain link's back in place. You can see where I cut out the last hole for the opening there. So I'm just going to cut a square into that, which lets them get in underneath. I'll make it big enough so I can fit a rake in there and clean it out when I need to. There we go, they're straight into it. So it's easier now, you know, if I'm not here and someone who doesn't know what's going on to feed them, they can do that from outside. Also, here it gets stinking hot, so I wanted somewhere where they could have some shade without going into the coop where it does get really hot. So that we've achieved a couple of goals by doing this today. That's all done there now. Ramp's back on. I've run out of daylight again, so this the water. I'll do it another day, but so I've just refilled the old plastic one there, and I'll do that until I get another chance to do that water. Feeder's in place. I won't use that the feed with the sunflowers in future because they're just pulling it out of the bottom there, wasting it to get to the sunflowers. But I've learnt my lesson there. But it seems to be working pretty well. As I said, that day's done now. Never enough time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. See you next time.